Hello there, welcome to Joy News at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 and hits 103.9 FM in Accra, in Kumasi on Love 99.5 FM, on Facebook live stream and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including Radio Wa, ATL FM Cape Coast, KTU Radio, Koforidia, Go Digital on Spotify, Facebook, and the myjoyonline.com app. Coming up, colleges of education unable to feed teacher trainees any longer as prices of food items continue to shoot up. We have details of a letter by the principals to the Education Ministry. Also, minority in Parliament says it is impossible for Ghana to secure an IMF program without debt restructuring, dismissing the president's claim of no haircuts on investments.
As the days go by, he will swallow his pride and word.
And later in business,
some oil marketing companies increase prices at the pumps, with Total Energy selling a liter of petrol at 18 cedis 99 pesos as diesel is going as high as 23 cedis. Details on the Joy Business Report.
And still on increases of prices, mothers painfully adjust the home menu ahead of Christmas due to skyrocketing prices of oil and rice.
Adia ngwa me toni 70 Ghana na 30 cedis. And na me beta ngwa na 250 cedis. Adai.
Stay for more in the latest edition of the Living Standards series. My name is Mamavi Owusu-Aboagye. Joy News, independent, fearless, and credible. Now, the fast pace at which prices of food items are shooting up is taking a toll on colleges of education around the country as they are unable to feed teacher trainees. Principals of the colleges say the situation has been compounded by the inability of government to increase feeding grants to the schools. Joy News has cited a letter by the principals to the Education Ministry. My colleague Joseph Akablé has a copy and joins me in studio with details. Joseph, what more does the letter say?
So the October 31 dated letter is asking approval of the Education Ministry to allow the principals of these colleges to let the students fend for themselves. It says they have been really trying hard to feed the teacher trainees in recent times as a result of the current market trends. It continues that because prices of food items have shot up astronomically, suppliers have refused to supply them, especially because of the school's indebtedness to them. As a result, their request for an upward review of the feeding grant has not been approved, and this is making it increasingly difficult for principals to provide 3 meals a day to students at 6 cedis 50 pesos, a reason they are requesting the students fend for themselves. And the letter is signed by Executive Director of PENCOF, Dr. Harriet Naki Amuni.
And that's my colleague Joseph Akablé with a letter from trainee colleges of education to the Ministry of Education. We stay with the subject a while longer because escalating food prices continue to rock the budgets in Ghanaian homes, and the trend doesn't seem to be easing anytime soon. At the Makola market, oil and rice prices have doubled, such that mothers are adjusting the menu ahead of the Christmas festivities to accommodate their diminishing incomes. There's more in today's edition of the Living Standard series.
Bernice, a mother of 6, is dazed by the rising prices of groceries at the Makola market. She came from Pokwase to get some items for her home, but realized her budget of 1,000 cedis could only buy a few items off her list. She's upset and vents her frustration.
The
prices are now double. It is not good. Where is the kaya? Bring the items. I came with 1,000 cedis, but I've only bought tomatoes. Pepsodent. This Pepsodent was 8 cedis last week. Now it is 16 cedis. Why?
The mother of 6 had to get cooking oil, but her preferred size was unavailable. Her gloomy mood worsened.
Last week,
I was here to get rice and oil. The sachet oil was 22 cedis. But today, she tells me it is now 45 cedis. Look at what is remaining of the 1,000 cedis I came with. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need oil. I hope it will be sufficient. As for this Christmas, unless Akufo-Addo and Bawumia do something about the prices, we will eat banku and pepper until things get better.
Mamiesi Thompson with today's edition of the Living Standard series. Now, the minority in Parliament says it is impossible for Ghana to secure an IMF program without some form of debt restructuring that will include a haircut on investment. President Akufo-Addo on Sunday declared that there will be no haircuts as part of Ghana's negotiations with the IMF to secure a bailout. But speaking to Joy News, Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu says his checks with the IMF suggest otherwise, a position his colleague Dr. Kisel Atoforsen shares as well. Take a listen.
There will be, and there will be Baba. But it will be, the name of the Baba may be Scampedede. But let's see, as the days go by, he will swallow his pride and word.
I don't know the basis the president made that statement. But if you run the math, it doesn't add up. And I'll be surprised that Ghana will get an IMF program without a haircut.
Well, government has, however, clarified that principles of investment will not be affected, but other options are on the table. Here's Kojo Ponkroma, Information Minister.
Presentation with John Dramani Mahama a couple of days ago, the former president, and it was categorical, principal haircuts. Now, there are various ways of dealing with debt restructuring. There are some where you go for haircuts. There are some where you go for reprofiling. There are some where you go for elongation of tenors, etc. Now, government had not announced anything. What happened was that speculation started, and indeed some persons took the speculation to another level by attempting now to be categorical and talking about principal haircuts. And the president was quite clear that that is not going to happen.
So principals will not be touched, but that means a host of things could still is in play, which is extension of maturities, are still on the table.
There are various options. The details of the strategy have not been announced. They will be announced.
And that's Kojo Ponkroma, Information Minister, speaking to Evans Mensah on PM Express last night. Now, new prices of fuel will shortly take effect at the pumps as a litre of petrol is expected to be sold at 17 Ghana cedis at some filling stations. The oil marketing companies are attributing the unstable and escalating prices to the depreciation of the cedi against the US dollar. This comes barely 48 hours after government had announced plans of securing cheaper fuel. Here's chairman of the oil marketing companies, Kweku Agyeman-Duah, announcing the new prices.
There will be
an increase in the next pricing window.
Yes. Because of the gyration of cedi versus the dollar. For petrol, we're expecting 17.
Asking 17 cedi a litre for the lowest. For the lowest side of the spectrum.
Yes. Remember, over a period, we have really the issues have been piling up. Next window, we have to really get into it.
And that's chairman of the oil marketing companies, Kweku Agyeman-Duah, again speaking to Evans Mensah on PM Express. The Ghana Immigration Service in the Northeast region has confirmed the arrest of a suspected fighter of an armed terrorist group in neighboring Burkina Faso. According to the service, the suspect was arrested following the arrest of 2 individuals by immigration officers at Nasia in the West Mamprusi municipality. The 2 individuals were said to be on their way to a gold mining site at Takwa in the Western region. Here's correspondent Elias Otanko's report.
The immigration officers were on their routine snap check duties on the Tamale-Bolgatanga road, also called the National Highway 10, when they stopped a bus from Bolgatanga. While checking the details of the passengers on the bus, the 2 individuals attempted to refuse to collaborate with the security men and started to act suspiciously by yelling at the officers and questioning why they were delaying their journey. This prompted the immigration personnel to remove them from the vehicle and kept them in detention for questioning. According to sources, the 2 suspects later confessed to having come from Burkina Faso and were on their way to a gold mining site at Takwa in the Western region. He was arrested shortly after the exchanges by joint security personnel in Bolgatanga. The 3 suspects were ordered to be brought to Accra for further questioning.
And that's Elias Otanko's report. Now, power has been disconnected to the Tema-based Volta Aluminium Company, Valco, after workers protested the stay of retirees in top management positions, including its CEO. Operations at the smelting plant have grinded to a halt, rendering workers idle. Union leaders say they suspect management to be behind the power cuts following their protest. Listen to Union Chairman Edgar Tete indicating they will continue their protest until the retired managements are sacked.
With the connivance of Valco management, electricity power that the smelter uses to run the plant has been taken off by Gridco. It was taken off around 7:50 p.m. yesterday, and up to now, it has not been restored.
And that's Chairman of the Valco Workers Union, Edgar Tete. And in the news at 6, our top headline, there's our colleges of education unable to feed teacher trainees as prices of food items continue to shoot up. There's more news on myjoyonline.com. My name is Mamavi Owusu-Aboagye. Thanks for listening.